Hi, I'm Sam and this is Bex, and we're going to be showing you how to perform various stretches using the 66 fit slant board. Before we start, I'll just run you through a few bits and pieces using the slant board. You'll notice that we've got these plastic attachments down here. These are just for varying the angle of your ankle whilst performing the stretch using the slant board. You also notice underneath we've got this wedge that basically is going to adjust the height at which you have the board for performing the stretch. What we're going to do is we're going to have it in the middle to start with, so it's not too high, but at the same time it's got a decent amount of angle to it. We can do 2 feet or 1 foot, but we're going to be using 2 feet to start with. And Bex is just going to step on, make sure that your heels are flush against the back plate here. And just as soon as she stands on here, we're already starting to stretch our calves. Okay, so in here we can hold this. If you're very, very tight, you want to be holding for 1 minute to 2 minutes quite easily, but for most people 30 seconds to 1 minute is probably more than enough. If we're wishing to progress this from high up our calf to further down towards our Achilles tendon into our ankle, we're just going to bend our knees ever so slightly and just push our weight forwards, and that will gradually move the stretch from higher up to further down. Again, like this straight leg, hold this for 30 seconds to 1 minute, but if you are very tight, 1 minute to 2 minutes is absolutely fine. It'll feel reasonably uncomfortable. You don't want to be holding it so as it's unbearably painful, but there wants to be a certain level of discomfort because you know then that you are stretching the muscles. Okay, so Beck's just going to take a step off for us. I'll just put these attachments on. You'll notice when using these, you've got a little arrow at the top. That's the way that they want to be facing on the slant board. So just going to put these on. Bex is just going to step straight back on. And by doing this, we're just adjusting the angle of our ankles. Exactly the same thing again. So you can hold this position with straight legs, stretching higher up in the calf. And it's just going to bend her knees, just push her weight forwards a little bit, and it will take the stretch slightly lower down, but also stretching more in her ankle this time now that we've got those plastic inserts in there. Good. Okay, so just take a step off for us. I'll just switch those over now, so as you can see, with these on the other way round, we've changed the angle from facing in to facing out now. So if you just step back on, our ankles are at a much different angle this time. Same again, we can start off with straight legs, and then as we want to push the stretch a little bit lower, we're just going to bend our knees. We've got our feet rolled out this time as opposed to turned in. You can hold all these stretches for the same amount of time. Good. And relax there and just take a step off. Now, with this slant board, feel free to have a play around. You may want to start with it slightly lower, depending upon how tight your calves are. And then as you gradually develop more flexibility in your calf, you can take it all the way up to the top, so as you're at a much steeper angle.